Natumaini nyote ni wazima kabisa. Karibuni tena kwenye kipindi kingine ambacho tunajifunza jinsi gani tunaweza kutoa picha zetu kutoka sehemu moja kuzipeleka sehemu nyingine kwa upande wa ubora. Na hivi leo tunatumia picha ambayo ilipigwa kwenye session ya product photoshoot ya bakery inayoitwa Baked by Rishi, iko pale Namanga. Ningeushauri kama mjapitia, mwipitie bakery. Ina vitu vizuri, biskuti, keki, na wanajitahidi, they're very creative, especially in the aspect of, for those that have loved ones, how to impress them, how to, so please visit them. All right. So the image we're working on today was shot by Nainkwa Art. She's a photographer that works with us. So the idea is very simple. Tunataka picha hii tuitoe kutoka hapa na tuifikishe hapa. Idea ni kuifanya iwe moody kidogo, kama kulikuwa na kagiza lakini kuna kamwanga kanawaka kwa juu. Hiyo ndio point kubwa ya picha hii ya zoezi hili. Na tutatumia tool moja tu. Mimi natumia Affinite Photos kwenye kumanipulate images, lakini kwenye process raw image kama hii ya leo natumia Capture One. It's a very powerful tool. If you can learn, please do. It's really impressive. It's really impressive. All right. So tusipoteze muda, tuanzie hapa. Picha hii ni kama ilivyotoka kwenye camera. So first thing I usually do ni improve the base characteristics ambayo mimi natumiaga ICC profile ya kamera yangu, which is A7 IV. Na pia napenda the film look. So this is the basic. This is where I start my edit. So then ingekuwa ni picha ya binadamu, hii clarity ingekuwa na maana, lakini for now let's just skip it, right? Now the first thing I work on now is to try and bring some sort of contrast into the image. Na hii natumia levels. I'll rise up the levels a little bit. As you can see, the contrast increases as I rise the level. I'll bring down my whites just to make them pronounced, the whites to be more pronounced. I'll leave the white balance because it looks fine. Now the next thing I usually do immediately is to go and lower down my highlights. So if I pull down my highlights, if you look the whites, I recover a little bit more detail on the whites, areas that feels a little bit overblown. You get a little bit of texture. If it was something like the sky, ungeona zaidi, yani you get a little more details from the sky. So then then I go back to my exposure. I'll rise this up a little bit. I'll crank up my contrast. Now, the tricky bit is to pull down your exposure until the image look as dark as you want it to look. Kwa hiyo nitapunguza exposure mpaka ule umudi naotaka, right? So once I'm there, I now need to create mask around where I want my light to be. We could create the mask manually if we wanted, but we don't need to do that. So I'll use a circular mask, and then I'll skew it a little bit so that it gives us that feeling of a beam of light. Okay, so I'll create my mask right there. And so if I want to see the areas which are being masked, I'll press M on the keyboard, but then it's masking outside. I want this masking to go on the inside. So I'll go to this layer, I'll invert the mask. So now it's on the inside. So you can see whatever I'll apply will apply on the area which is red here. Kwa hili eneo ambalo ni jekundu ndio effect yangu ita apply. So what I do is I will remove the mask and then just over crank the exposure so you see exactly where that is. So I leave it somewhere there, and then I will adjust the mask itself so that it feels a little bit natural and it doesn't overspill in areas we don't want it to overspill. So I'll bring this down a little bit, So this is just fine tuning to your taste. There is no science. There's no science here, right? So once I'm happy with the shape of the mask and how it's affecting it, I don't want it to go all the way down here because then it doesn't make sense. but I'll try and, minimize most of the masking on the top part of the cookies, right? Something like that. And then I'll rotate it a little bit because I want it to have that feeling it came from somewhere. Just give it that mystical feeling, on the side a little bit. And then this is, we'll take the mask and let's do a before and after. So this is before and after. That little touch just gives the whole image a little bit of drama, and it makes it nice. This being some biscuits that were taken in the evening, somewhere in somebody's bedroom, somebody's dining, So that's the feeling I wanted to create with this image without having to go back and reshoot it. The best way ni kushoot kama ilivyo hivi hivi, which you can do if you want. You definitely can do, lakini take advantage of the tools that you have. Sawa. Kwa hiyo kumbuka, tulichokuwa tunahitaji tu ni kuongeza a little bit of moodiness on the image hapo, and yeah, so pretty much that's all there is to it. Remember again, this image was taken backed by Rish, which is at Namanga. Please visit them. You will not regret. Kabisa, kabisa, kabisa. They have really good stuff.